Hi guys, this is Sebastian, and in this video I'm going to show you the second part of tasks, this application you find here. And let's take a look in this one a little deeper on the communications part, like how these guys are communicating one side to the other in real time, and how the connection happens, how the communication is going between them. So let's take a ride. First thing, I want to show you the server on localhost. This is the directory, the root directory of the application. We have this is not the root. This is the root. So we have configurations here, like the port of the server and everything. This is the image. Here is the static content. We have the dev version and the index version. Let's start the image. We need the image to serve everything, the static content and the WebSocket. So let's take a look. The organization of this application is like this. It's something I like to do, is to put the name of the application. In this case, the internal name is reactive, and I have two master commands: stop, start, and restart. So we have a fresh, clean way to start. Let's make a double check on that with the process browser. And we have, for some reason, we have two guys here. So let's clean up a little. Let's stop the reactive thing. And maybe it's held by some previous window I left open. So I don't know. Let's just terminate. It will be collected. No big deal. We restart. And there you have it. These two ports are the ones I configured here in these files. I have one directory below the image in conf. I set it here in reactive. I have WebSocket 21004, and the other one I think I left it in flow, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this guy. What you are seeing here, this flow conf files, it's a little very simple one class piece of software you will load evaluating this, an extension I did that is going to read any of the files on the configuration, and it has a protocol add at the configuration file, ask for the value, and it will tell you. It will compile whatever you put there. So I usually use only dictionaries there. So because I only want to bring some value like an email or a port like this. So for the HTTP we have this one, and for the WebSockets we have this one. That's where these come from. So after that, reactive, let's browse. I'm doing command B. It opens browser, and on the class side I have start, reset, restart, stop, and the start is going to start the WebSocket and the normal socket, and also configure the WebSocket. Start WebSocket is going to start a Zinc server with the configuration I just told you, and register. And the normal socket is going to be, I think it's in setup server, so I'm going to press command M to get the implementers, and here it is, only one, and it's this guy. It opened a browser there, and the stop server is adding many things, many handlers, because I wanted to catch the Amber code when I commit the packages. When I save on the front end, I want this guy to take the code I'm sending in the post and save it into a file. It's not doing anything more than that, but it's routing everything into place. So here you see it's taking again the parameter from that here guy, and it's opening, in this case, it's opening a delegate here, but the delegate is customized to handle WebSockets. And the handler it has is this guy here, which it's actually the one that is going to react to the WebSockets, like to the new connections. Actually, I make that reaction for that. When you receive a new client, it will come here. It will purge any connection that it's hanging around without the other end active. It's going to be removed and collected, and then it's going to register that this WebSocket came, and it's going to process the messages. So in the Zinc page, you will see there are plenty of examples on how to handle callbacks on WebSockets. So I'm not going to go into that in this one, but I'm showing you that what I'm doing is just having a customized reactive handler that is specialized in what I want about the WebSockets of this application. The actions I made for it, this is something I like to do. I don't like a lot of categories. I like few categories. And initialization, accessing, actions and reactions, sometimes testing and rendering, but not much, more like that. The actions I did here was process on, process the command, register a new connection, new client on WebSocket, send to all. This is like broadcasting a message, right? You send in this case for this application, every message is in the form of a command. This one is very good because you need, when you don't need to broadcast but you need multicast, you can send to everybody except you when you are a client and you want to tell to everybody but you. So it's going to go on this command, and I register to clean up when somebody disconnects. Let's take a look. The commands are these guys. So you have add list, add task, add user on the here on the far side, and they can process on. For example, you can specialize and do whatever you want on them. For example, this guy has specialized, and it's going to send how many clients are connected at a time, and this is the one you see here. These three guys here is information that comes from there. In this case there is one, and now it's two guys because it delayed to load. This two number was it's coming from this side, from the size of the clients on the API. But mostly they just broadcast for everybody but the sender. So let's take a look now on the client side. What do we have here is first which file, right? We are going to load in production or in development. So it's development, so it's going to be in service, and we are going to be asking for this dev guy. Let's open, and what do we have here? It's a simple file. It has some static requests, style, icon, info, the loader bar to make it pretty, jQuery, probably not needing jQuery UI, maybe we can comment out that, and then Ember. I'm not going to go into details about this because the next release of Ember is a little different here. It's but I'm going to do that on another screencast. What this does, all you need to know is it's loading the application code in a way that can be worked on development, and when it's ready, it's calling reactive widget open. All right, so this is after everything has loaded and it's ready. This is going to kick the ball on the app on the client side. So local host this port service, which is the directory on where I have the static content and this dev file we were looking at. So here is coming, and I should be a new guy here. Yeah, 3 guys. So before it was 2, now 3. And to open, I left here a little command which is opening this environment, the IDE. And what happens is that it has the packages, mapless and reactive, and is going to call reactive widget open. This is the reactive widget open you see here. So you can link one event to the other. We are following. After that, it's going to say to the instance, to the new instance, open. So in the open, let's go to the instance side and take a look at open. Where is it? Here. It's going to do a couple of things. It's going to start a renderer, a canvas there. It's telling itself on open to do a couple of things more. Starting a session, and in session is going to ask for the API to use this callback when it's open. Okay, when the connection is open, it's going to react with this callback. So it's going to connect first and render after that. This value with timeout 100 milliseconds, I discovered that it was needed to give it a little time to instantiate the WebSocket on the DOM. For some reason, it needs a little to get it before you can ask to the browser for a new connection on WebSocket. And right away is asking to execute this command change client, which is the command we saw here, recalculating, updating the size of the client. So everybody is going to receive a change client. Not only this application has 3, the other 2 guys I have around here should have 3 guys too. There you go. So that's because it was broadcasted, and it's going to be broadcasted if I enter with my cell phone or whatever. It's going to be broadcasted for everybody the new value. So what else? When you send a command, you have, for example, a task, right? It's going to be executed. Let's take a look to the widget. What is the widget? Change list, that's the commands, and here's the widget. The widget is the list. This is the main, this is the list, and this is the task. So in the task, what did I do? Probably I made some kind of, in the rendering, some kind of callback, right? It's okay, if you observe, I don't remember all the details, but that's kind of on purpose. In Smalltalk, you made the things in a way that the system should make you remember as you go, and not stress you on having to remember everything. It's trying to be strong in having sense, so you can come back later, do 100 things more, and because everything has sense and has a clear path, you find it natural. So here you have it. On completion clicked is the callback. On completion click, let's take a look. We have a model. We take the value, if it's true, if it's false. We set completion, set completion, where is it? Let's copy and paste and enter. I love this guy here because it shows you in one shot all the strings matching, class reference. If this is a class, it will be here. If referenced somewhere, all the senders, any method anywhere calling this method is going to be listed here, and the implementers. I wanted, in this case, the implementers, and I don't need it to keep searching around and messing around. I just hit it there, and bam, it's here. So completion is this mode, is this method, and here is changing style, it's changing the state of the model, and here comes the communication part. It's going to execute this command for the model. So we are going to dig into this one. Also, it's going to announce, so things on the view part can be updated. So let's go ahead and take a look to this guy here to continue the flow of the communication. So it's going to execute, right? But here doesn't have execute, but the parent has it. Execute. It's an execute with a callback that it's not going to do anything on default. So execute do is the primitive, quotes, okay. It's going to do a local save of this command, notify remote, and post. All right, the notify remote, I don't remember either what this does. Notify remote, okay. The notify remote is sending on the socket, on the WebSocket, is sending this command as JSON string. So this is kind of redundant, I'm seeing, because we have a post with Ajax for the normal API, and also a WebSocket post. That's because this is a prototype and is something quick and dirty. But it's interesting that you have both options because of the WebSockets, and that's what is going to bring us to the change clients and add task and change task. In this case, process on. For example, if we stop it here, self-halt, oops, halt there. If we stop it there and we click on one, we should have a halt here, yeah. We see the whole path of the communication. It's coming the callback of the WebSocket of this client is going to process. It's going to deserialize or reify the command. What is coming from the post is this string. The string is JSON, right? So this JSON is a mapless model that I showed a little in the previous screencast, and it's going to easily deserialize there, and it's going to process some. So proceed. After that, it's going to reflect to all the other clients. So that's the cycle from the server side. We can, if you want, we can put a halt here, but you already know what's going to happen, right? Halt encountered. So we have the on completion checkbox clicks. The set completion is going to call this guy. Then the execute do, and then we have the halt before the notify. So in this version, Amber cannot restart the debugger, but you should use the new Ember that has that very cool feature. So hope you enjoyed, hope you have something to think about on communicating objects from here and there, because all the fun is going to happen on your next project using that. So let me know if you have questions, drop me a line, and I'll see what I can answer in next screencasts. So bye and enjoy.